Gigi's Corner, a knitting podcast here on YouTube. I am Gigi and I am your host here in the corner. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is nice and sunny. We are anticipating this weekend we might get some weather, possibly a nor'easter, bringing some snow. I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical. It's ranging from 0 to 15 inches. Now they're saying more like 3 to 8. It might just rain. So we'll see what the weekend brings. But for now, we're enjoying the sunshine and each other's company. So thank you again for joining me. If this video resonates with you, if you like knitting and fiber crafts and beautiful colors and sumptuous yarns, go ahead and hit like. If you want to find your way back to the corner in the future, please make sure you subscribe so that we can find each other easily. What's going on today? Actually, kind of a lot of good things are going on today. Number one, let's talk about our finished objects. There are no finished objects, but that's okay because we've made a lot of progress on works in progress. For example, the scarf pattern that I am designing is coming along really well. I'm really liking the way it's working up so far. I am aiming for between 6.5 and 7 feet of length. Right now, I'm just about at 4 feet. So let's turn around here. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really liking the way that this pattern is working up so far. I'm loving the way that the panels are looking as they come together. Mostly, I have not had to make major edits to the pattern. It's just for ease of reading and comfort while you're working the pattern. So those are pretty minor adjustments. So I'm very happy about that. The Bordeaux lace scarf I've been working on, we're kind of in a fight right now because I went to visit the In the Loop knitting and crochet group at our local library, which was so fun and exciting. And unfortunately, I took that scarf and I was talking and working on it at the same time. Choices were made and thus mistakes were made. So I'm gonna have to frog back at least a couple of rows and redo some things so it doesn't look quite so wonky. Usually, as you may remember, in the context of an overall scarf, which is a pretty long wearable, I don't stress too much about one single row or a couple of stitches. But yeah, I did the repeats in the opposite places where I should have done them. And so it's really obvious. And I think it's going to impact the rest of the project going forward. We can't be having that. So I'm gonna frog back, gonna reset, but it's been a really busy week and this week continues to be really busy. So I haven't had it in me to like sit and talk to that project and work it out. So we're just taking a little break from each other for a little while. But in the meantime, I cast on a new project. This is going to be a slouchy beanie. And right now it's ribbing, stockinette, nothing overly complex, but it's really fun and it's good for when I go to knitting groups to be able to work and chat at the same time because I'm just doing stockinette in the round. So there's not really too much margin for error there. That little beanie is going to be a gift for my mom. She has had a blue hat with a ponytail hole in it, but recently she went ahead and cut off the length from her hair. So now it is just a hat with a hole in it. So she needs a new hat. She has expressed interest in this beanie. I knit a mauve one for myself some years back. So she said, I really like that. I want one of those. I figure now is the time. So those are my works in progress this week. I'm very happy with them. I also am hoping to cast on a new project this weekend, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Speaking of things that are new, I acquired a new knitting skill this week. Typically, if I'm working a lot of knit stitches in a row, like garter stitch or stockinette in the round, as per that beanie, I like to do continental style knitting, where the yarn is held at the back of the work in tension over your finger, and you kind of just weave the needles around the yarn to work the stitches. The only issue with that comes when you do have to purl. For example, if you're working a textured pattern or ribbing, Then you have to bring the yarn to the front of the work, and there is a way to do that in continental style. I find it very wiggly and difficult for me to do with any kind of efficiency, as you may see. But I would move the yarn to the front, kind of do a little throw of sorts, and then move it to the back and go back to continental style knitting. That is cumbersome when you're doing something like a knit one, purl one rib, because you're just constantly like flicking and moving the yarn, and it's not so fun. So I was watching a YouTube video about something unrelated, or I guess it is kind of related, something that had purl stitches in it. And the woman doing the pattern did this amazing magic with her purl stitch where she didn't move the yarn to the front of the work. Now you may be aware of this, but if you're not, let me turn you on to something new and hip. It's the Norwegian purl stitch. So you continue to hold your yarn in tension at the back of the work. You bring your needle behind that yarn, weave it around and pop it off, and you get a purl stitch. It's incredible. It looks like magic. When I watched her doing it on the video, I thought I must be missing something. There's no way that this can just function and work as beautifully as it does. But once I had the yarn in my hands and I gave it a shot, it worked like magic. So that was very exciting. And I've been practicing on every purl stitch I've done since then. I'm not fast yet, but I think once I get it into muscle memory, this is going to greatly increase the speed and efficiency of my knitting, and that makes it more fun for me. So I don't know about you, maybe you prefer to be very slow and methodical and deliberate and maybe even traditional with moving your yarn back and forth, and that's fine. But if you want to try something new and different, I will put a link to her Norwegian purl stitch rather, into the description box, because I think it's a game changer and I'm really excited about it. So hopefully you can find some value in that too. Other exciting things, Gigi's Corner now has a bona fide website. We are GigisCornerCrafts.com. That is also the home of Exhale Knitting Retreats. So if you are interested in coming and spending a few days in rest and tranquility with us, knitting and bonding and learning together, go ahead and visit GigisCornerCrafts.com and you can learn more about how to participate. And one more bit of housekeeping. You may recall I have recently been very excited about attending the ProCRAFTinators Club, a craft club for millennials at the local library. And it finally happened this past week. We got together, there were a group of, I want to say about 12, 15 of us, all working on different crafts. There were quite a few knitters, some crocheters. We had cross stitch and watercolor and pencil drawing. And one person was actually even designing for, I don't remember the technical name, but essentially to design a stamp to make a wedding gift for his brother. So there was just a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. And I brought my beanie, so I was able to talk and knit at the same time. And one thing that came about was one of the members of the group announced she is opening a local yarn shop. I have been saying, I've been woebegone about not having a local yarn shop in the immediate area, and now we're gonna have one. So I don't want to announce her information just yet. I think she's still in the process of kind of like pulling things together to promote, but stay tuned, especially if you live in the greater Rehoboth Beach, Delaware area, because we've got big news coming for that. And that is very exciting. We're gonna have a yarn shop right here in town. I cannot wait. It's gonna be great. And now for the main event. This past weekend, I headed to Ocean City, Maryland, which is about a 45-minute drive from here, to go to the Delmarva Wool and Fiber Expo. So if you're not familiar with the area of the Mid-Atlantic called the Delmarva Peninsula, this is Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and it's a neat little conglomeration of states and culture that is very specific to this area. And it was really cool that we had regional, if not local, artisans coming together to share their wares, to share their knowledge. There were classes. It was a really cool event. And I took some footage at the event, both of kind of the lay of the land and also some of the great vendors I got to talk to. People were really hospitable and knowledgeable, and I can't wait to share all that they have to say with you. So without any further ado, here is a little bit of the Wool and Fiber Expo in Ocean City, Maryland. I do have to make a little post-doc correction. Throughout the entire video, I say Wool and Fiber Festival. I am so sorry to the organizers of this event and to anybody who is a little bit particular. I said it wrong. I'm used to things being fiber festivals. Those are the kinds of events I have attended in the past, and so my brain was set in that wavelength. It is the Wool and Fiber Expo. The website link for this event is going to be in the description notes, so make sure to check them out, as well as all of the information, socials, websites, contact information for all of these fabulous vendors. So make sure you check out the description box. There's all kinds of good information there. And let's go on an adventure together. All right, it is about 9:15 in the a.m. and I'm getting ready to head over to the Wool and Fiber Festival in Ocean City, Maryland. It's my first time going to this one, so we'll see what we're in for. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive, so I'm gonna put on some tunes and get rocking and rolling. See you over there.
I'm Christa Hobson from Ashland Yarns. We've been around for 25 years and we hand dye British wool, specifically Blueface Leicester and Wensleydale.
Beautiful. So what is your favorite thing about knitting with Blueface Leicester?
Favorite thing? It's the actual knitting. It's my favorite thing about it. It is so smooth and easy. It just makes it a pleasure, and since we're all addicted to the pleasure of knitting,
Of course.
and once you're done, we can't wait to start again.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. It's a soft yarn, and it's beautifully processed, and I can't say enough about it.
What inspired you to start importing this wool from the UK?
I started out hand dyeing merino, but back in 2001, there were hand dyers, but not very many. In fact, not very many shows, and merino was the thing to do. After a while, it dawned on me that merino really wasn't the all-purpose yarn it was being marketed as, and I felt BFL was. So I started looking into it. And what I found here in the United States, unfortunately, originated in the UK, but through the processing outside of the UK, then it came into this country, and it just wasn't the quality I was looking for. So we ended up going directly to England, specifically Yorkshire, and working with the mills over there, which was a process at the time. It took 2 weeks to make an order.
Oh, wow.
Because, we were dealing with wire transfers and when the accountant came in to work on Thursday, and it just took a very long time. And in some of the mills it still does, but most of them have really upgraded and are looking for the American market, even in the tariffs. So, and some of them are very, very prolific here in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's gotten a lot easier. But I'm still looking for the best of the best.
Always in the search.
Always on the search, but I think I found another one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So
my last question for you is, why should we knit with BFL for socks today?
Okay. BFL is the finest of the British long wools. That long wool means that it's going to give you a long wearing garment. You don't need any man-made nylon in it, and it will last you for years. I have customers with 20-year-old socks still going. Yes. And that's the beauty of it, basically. And I also want you to do non-superwash instead of superwash. It's gotten so easy to wash your socks these days. You put it in a little basin, 15 minutes later, pull it out, get rid of the excess water, and boom, hang them up, they're dry. And that's it. So,
well, thank you, Christa, so much for talking with us today.
Thank you for coming.
You got it. All right, I have the pleasure of talking to the fabulous ladies of Heal My Hands who are taking care of us knitters who are working hard. So I'll let you introduce yourselves. You are?
I am Chandra.
And?
And I'm Charlotte.
Yay. And where are you coming to us from today?
We're from Connecticut.
So you took a long ride to get to Ocean City, Maryland.
Yep.
I love it. I'm so happy that you're here. So tell me a little bit about what would be the best product for a knitter on the go.
So any of our moisturizing bars would be great. We have a regular strength formula and an ultra strength formula. So ultra strength is for eczema, psoriasis, cracking, splitting, and then we have one for calluses. So if you don't have those things, then the regular formula is just fine. And it is a moisturizing bar that pops out of the tin. You rub it between your hands like a bar of soap. It'll take 2 to 3 minutes to absorb, but once it does, it's with you for 2 to 3 hand washes or 6 to 8 hours.
I love that. Long lasting. That is so helpful.
And we do refills, so the tins are 15. They can last 3 months to a year, depending how much you use them. And if you hold on to your tin, we do refills for 11. And you can get them online or at a show.
So it's eco-friendly, it's budget-friendly, and it's definitely a good thing to have in your project bag.
Tiny and it fits right in, and it won't open up and squirt everywhere.
That's right. It's not a liquid, so it's TSA approved. It's not going to open up and get all over your stuff. We love it. Very, very nice. Ladies, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you.
Well, I am here with the fabulous ladies of the Crossroads Fiber Festival, which is coming for its first year to Salisbury, Maryland. So I'll let you introduce yourselves.
I'm Alexandra Keene. I'm the Museum Operations Coordinator for MESC, the Museum of Eastern Shore Culture at Salisbury University. We run the Fiber Festival, and we will be your hosts. And this is...
Hi, my name is Ray Valiant Gillette, and I'm the curator at the Museum of Eastern Shore Culture and the co-director with Alex for the Crossroads Fiber Festival.
So what can we expect at this inaugural Fiber Festival? Who's going to be there? What's the vibe you're going for?
You can expect a little bit of everything. We're going to have demonstrators, a marketplace. We have a companion exhibit that will be up during the time of the Fiber Festival. So it really is an all-encapsulating fiber event.
Beautiful. What are you most looking forward to about the festival?
All of it. We're both very interested and active in the fiber arts. We have a knit night at the museum that's really well attended. So we kind of have our own little community that we're kind of listening to them and what do you want to see? And I'm a sucker for anything fiber. We're like knitters, spinners, weavers. So the thing I'm most excited about is expanding upon the community that we've already built.
Community is so important, and I feel like the fiber arts really do bring people together in a big way.
Absolutely.
Where can we find out more information about the festival?
You can find out more information about the Crossroads Fiber Festival at salisbury.edu/MESC.
Perfect. And what is the date or dates of your festival?
Crossroads is happening on May 23rd and May 24th, 2026. We also have our Instagram account, which is MESC_SU, and we will be starting a Crossroads Instagram account next week.
Fabulous. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah.
See ya. So before we get too far afield,
Yes, of course.
introduce yourself to the lovely people of YouTube.
Hello, world. My name is Kayla. I am the yarn dyer behind Little Loopy. I have been dyeing yarn for about 3 years now. I have a background in both music education and K-12 mental health counseling for kids. So I was in the education field for 10 years. About 6 months ago, I made the leap to leave education and pursue this full time. And let me tell you how joyful my heart has been being a full-time artist, but also a shop owner. And there's a lot that comes with being a small business owner.
I know that's true. Well, congratulations on your recent transition in the workforce. That's really exciting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And terrifying, but like
Yes.
so rewarding. Yeah, I'm here for it. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love it.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
if you had to pick a favorite, and I know they're all your children, so that's difficult. In this moment, what is your favorite colorway that you've made?
So my of course, like what's really fun is because my partner is very numbers driven. Like he is able to tell me month after month, this is your top selling color. This is your top selling color. Fine. For me, one of my favorite colorways is Madame Pele. Madame Pele is the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes.
Yes.
Also something fun, if I may. I don't actually name my colorways. My Instagram followers do. So when I come up with a new colorway, I post it on the internet for 24 hours, let people submit their little titles. And then from there, I choose potential names for yarn. So when I promoted this colorway, I said, what are we going to name it? Somebody submitted the name Madame Pele. And I was like, what is that? Went to the depths of Wikipedia. Thank you very much. Yes, Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes. And this colorway is deep. It's rich. It's got saffron and like poppy red speckles and deep purples of like molten goodness. And of course, being that it's like the wintry season, I just feel like the darkness, but also pops of light is very appropriate
We need it.
for what is happening. Yeah. So here we are.
I feel very close.
Here we are.
Hello.
Hello.
Very intimate.
I'm here for it. It's a yarn community. It's what we do. Like we're
That's
just
right.
all together all the time.
We're friends.
Yes.
Friends across oceans and the miles.
Yeah,
I
you're
love
not
it.
wrong. Like because we're humans, right? And we all need to create. And we have like when you really think about fiber, when you get like at a deep philosophical level, like specifically women have been doing this for thousands of years.
Yes.
And so like this is us. This is who we are. You know?
I love that.
I'm just saying.
That is deep and like
Philosophy.
yeah, and it's something that makes us all feel connected not only to each other but to history.
Right.
It's really cool.
And this is why like you can go to another country and just like sit and crochet or do fiber arts and like people will flock to you because it's something that is universal and worldwide and creative. And that's like the core of what humanity is. Again, more philosophy and theology of my own personal beliefs.
I
But
love
like,
it. I'm here for
yeah,
it.
that's who we are. Ta-da.
What's cool too is that even people who aren't makers yet
Mhm.
will come because they're curious or
Yes.
because we wear clothes.
Yes, you're not
We
wrong.
want to know how they're made,
Mhm.
you know? So that's
I'm
really
so
neat.
glad that you brought that up because when I started this little Loopy company, I started at like craft and vendor shows and like church basements and flea markets, and like I would have my yarn set up. And of course, it's pretty. Like color therapy is a real thing. And people would
Yes.
stop by and just like look. And they're like, I don't mean to be rude, but what is this? And I say, it's yarn. And they're like, oh, I don't do anything with yarn. And I say, that's okay. Color therapy is a real thing. Take it in, be curious. And
Yes.
so my partner and I have recently opened a yarn book and coffee shop in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's called the Underground Yarn and Bookshop. And we intentionally put yarn and books in every room because we know that not everyone who walks through our doors is going to be a yarn person yet. But they can be curious. They can feel it. Like we're all human beings who need to feel things. Like softness is real. Like yarn can be touched. It's okay to touch yarn and like feel comfort from it. So that's kind of the vibe that we're here for.
Delmarva Art and Wool Expo.
God, is that you?
Susan, can we have an honesty moment?
Of course.
I do not actually knit.
What?
I am a yarn dyer.
Okay.
I am a crocheter.
Oh.
Yeah. I have actually tried to knit. I sat in my own shop for a knitting 101 class and cried.
Oh.
Because my brain was just so overwhelmed at that time with taking on a new skill. I had so much going on in my life at that time. And I was dealing with severe imposter syndrome of like, how can I own a yarn shop and not know how to knit? So we had an identity crisis. She's okay now.
Thank goodness.
Yes. So what I would say to anyone who's learning how to knit, it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to go through that growth and educational process. And if your fingers don't want to do it, that's okay.
Yeah.
You can always put it down and come back later. And just because knitting doesn't work the first time doesn't mean that fiber arts aren't for you. There are so many other mediums of fiber art, including crochet, including needle felting, including spinning, including drop spindling. And so it doesn't have to be knitting.
Yes.
Knitting is great. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. I can admire. I can talk knitting. Can I physically do it yet? No. Will I someday? Absolutely. We're just not there yet. And so accepting where you are on the journey, that's my biggest piece of advice.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. And I'm someone who has recently evolved into crochet.
Yeah.
And I most recently finished a Tunisian crochet
Yes.
shawl. It was really cool.
Yes, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, in that case, since you're a crocheter,
Mm-hmm.
what is your favorite thing you have crocheted? Is it like a sweater, a shawl?
Spectacular. I'm so glad you asked. So this is actually a crocheted sweater.
Beautiful.
The pattern is called the Sunset Sweater by Katarina Designs is her Instagram handle. It is a free pattern on her website. There's actually a knit version called the Sunrise Sweater. And so there's that. This one in particular, I made up. It is a scrap sweater. I found a bunch of scraps and mini skeins that were in my stash that I just had to bust through. And then because the pattern calls for DK weight, I just took a bunch of fingering, held it double. And for me, as a fiber artist and dyer, I love playing with color. And so I love seeing different mini skeins play together and see how the blues blend from down one arm and the pinks. Obviously, I have a palette. I pulled out all my stash and I was like, wow, I tend to gravitate towards certain colors. Whether or not they're my colors, I don't know, but I like them.
I mean, they look beautiful on you, so I think they are.
Thank you. So I am really proud of this baby. I wear her a lot. And especially like in this, you can't see it on camera, but I am by like a set of 6 doors, which is literally about 15 feet from the ocean. So that breeze was like coming in cold yesterday. So she wool and she keep me warm.
There you go. Well, thank you so very much for talking with us today.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you for choosing me.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon.
Can't wait. Bye.
All right, I'm getting ready to hit the road back home. It was a really wonderful morning here at the Wool and Fiber Festival in Ocean City, Maryland. I'm so glad I was able to make the time to boogie over here and check everybody out. If you get the chance next year, you should absolutely come and see this little fiber festival. It is very intimate. Everyone is really friendly and welcoming, and you can find some great stuff to knit and crochet and spin with and dye, all kinds of good things for fiber arts. So thanks for coming along with me. It's time to go home, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
So what were my big takeaways from this event? Number one, it is so encouraging and exciting to see that we can host this kind of event in the Delmarva area, that people are excited about it. People come out and participate and get together. There were even some artisans there who were not fiber related, some stained glass artisans, some woodworkers. There were really cool people to chat with and to meet and to experience. So thank you to everybody who came out. That was really cool to be a part of. I didn't get to spend a ton of time there. This weekend was packed for us, but I got to spend about 90 minutes, 2 hours at the Expo, and it was exactly the right size of venue for the amount of vendors that came out and participated, as well as for the amount of Expo goers who came. I think everybody was really comfortable. There wasn't overly crowding. It felt like a really nice vibe. They had good music piping in. I was flabbergasted to hear some Tom Sawyer by Rush playing. Not what I would have expected, but it was cool nonetheless. And they had door prizes. They had as you might have seen in the footage, a de-stash area. You made a little donation to the organization that was hosting the event, and you got to exchange some yarns. That was really cool. I got to patronize some of the vendors, including Ashleen Yarns. You talked to Christa a little bit earlier, and this is some of her Blueface Leicester or BFL sock yarn. And the colorway is Sea Breeze and Sailing Bubbles. So Sailing Bubbles is the bigger skein, Sea Breeze is the mini. And I will be working her pattern Plain Jane socks with these. This is what I'm hoping to cake up and cast on in the very near future. Not sure if it's gonna happen before the end of this weekend. We've got a lot going on, but it is definitely next on the list. I am so excited to work with BFL for the first time, especially in a sock form. Talking to Christa and learning all about the staples of this yarn, the longevity of it, I am really eager to see how it works up and how it wears and lasts. I am just super stoked about this yarn. So thank you, Christa, for bringing your beautiful work and for importing this amazing fiber. We are very excited to have you as a new friend of the podcast. Thanks for subscribing. Very cool to see you here on a Friday. Okay, I also have a giveaway from the fabulous ladies at Heal My Hands. They are giving away a lavender mint moisturizing bar. This is the highly toteable and very sheepy smelling. So if you love that like I do, it's heaven. And this is the lavender mint scent. I will say, and the ladies told me too, the scents are fairly subtle because they are made with essential oils. So they're good for the hands and they're not overpowering like you would get with maybe some other fragranced skincare. So if you want to get your hands on a 100% natural Heal My Hands lotion bar with shea, hemp, avocado, and almond butters, then please comment below with your favorite color to knit, crochet, spin, or dye. So that's your favorite color in the comments below, and I will pick a random generated winner to take home some Heal My Hands. So if you want to partake in that giveaway, please make sure that you have commented before next Thursday, January 29th, and put your name in the running for this fabulous giveaway. Ba-ba-bum. So today, as I mentioned, is a really busy day for me. I have got so much going on, knitting and networking and all kinds of fun stuff. So I think this is where I'm gonna leave it for today. I want to say thank you one more time to the absolutely fantastic vendors who took the time to speak with me at the Delmarva Wool and Fiber Expo this past weekend. Thank you to everybody else that I got to meet but didn't get a chance to speak with on camera. It was so great meeting you. I hope to be able to see you again in the near future. And to all of you who joined me here in the corner today, hey, thanks so much for taking the time. It is always so fun to sit and chat crafts with you. If you want to find me again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Gigi's Corner. And if you want to find me on socials, you can find me on Instagram at Reading by Gigi, at Facebook, Reading by Gigi. And if you want to find me on the web, it's GigisCornerCrafts.com. I look forward to connecting with you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!